Hey everybody, so this is the Taiwan KOM Analysis video that I promised quite a while ago. I've recorded this about 5 times now and I just can't seem to get the audio right, so please be patient with me. So this is a non-finisher, looking at the power 142, and we're going to compare that at the end to the winner, who had an average power of 261. And so first thing first we're going to look at is there is a neutral start around here just before the climb, and once you begin the ascent, that's when the real event begins. There's a little drop off here and a little descent here, and so at the beginning it's very important to get a good position. And that's why when you look at mine, you'll see decent speed. See if we can go down to power. Decent power, nothing too crazy really. And then we're going to look at the winner. And just about the same here. So here's the neutral start. You can see pretty flat. Decent cadence. Decent power. Nothing too crazy. I guess he's got a little 400 something around here. And, decent speed, around 40 kilometers. And when you're looking at mine, pretty similar, around 40 kilometers, you'll see around here. A lot more stop and go where I was because I was a little further away from the front compared to him. His doesn't have any heart rate, but that's pretty irrelevant data. That's all very personal. And then this is where we begin the ascent, and I hit it really hard. I wanted to get a good position right about here. Looking at his, he just kind of kept it smooth the whole way. But I was much further back than he was, so for me, I guess that was kind of important. Now, one telling factor that this was not going to work out the way I wanted is, so after the neutral start, here we go. The heart rate goes 164, and then just kind of slowly starts to go down more close to 160s, 150s, and then just keeps going down 50s, 40s, keeps going down 40s, maybe low 50s, and just keeps going down. Now, the higher elevation you go, the harder it is to breathe. So this isn't too surprising. 140s, 130s, and 140s, 130s. Eventually I tried to push it back up, but there was no return. This big drop off you see between power, cadence, heart rate, speed is all around the descent. Now, that's one of the key points too, is the descent. Mine is around 30 kilometers, which I believe was the car speed limit. But you're gaining a lot of time if you can deal with technical descents. The winner here was closer to the 60 kilometer per hour mark through a lot of this. And that's extremely impressive because there's a lot of twists and turns. You're only allowed to use one side of the road. He absolutely beasted it. I definitely did not. And I lost a lot of time on this descent. But that's pretty irrelevant because towards the end here, which you can actually see on the Connect data, not really available on Strava for some reason, is these 0 power marks is a lot of walking. Got off the bike and walked a lot. Some of these, just the Shimano power meter stopped reading data, which is a known issue for the Shimano power. So if anyone's going to tackle this, the only advice I can say is get used to riding for 4.5 hours to 6.5 hours. Do a lot of really long training sessions because you have to push through this entire event. If you're watching any other KOM videos, you're going to see that a lot of those riders just do not stop. And definitely the winner here did not stop. all the way even after the finish a little bit. I guess he went back downhill to get his medal or something. So that's the big thing here is average power. When we're looking at average power, that's what's going to win the KOM. If you cannot push 175, I don't really care if you're 90 kilo or 60 kilo. You cannot push 142 and expect to win. The average speed, it's pretty easy to calculate. Go average speed over distance and you'll have a rough idea of how long it's going to take you to finish the event. Make it an even 100, and that's what you're going to get. Now mine finished early. I stopped the segment, so this right about here, 6:30, that's when the event was technically over, and I would have been about 7 hours by this point. Charmig on the other hand, here he is, 350, 354, and you got to keep in mind his official time was like 3:20, I would say. He's counting a lot of this neutral start time. That's probably why. So he's probably around here. So that's the big thing. We're going to look a little bit on the relive video. Like I said, I did this video before, and that's why I'm re-recording the audio. So there's all that neutral start. And then you get to go climb, across a bridge and climb. And for some reason, here's my fastest time. I don't know why. I guess there's like a little descent there. And you're looking at a lot of the route when you're going through. You can see far forward, like this area. You can see where other riders are going, but they're so far ahead of you. And that continues all the way here. You can see these riders again and here, but they're very far forward compared to the others. Again here. And then this is the last checkpoint before you go up. And then I canceled early, but there's a little more down here to complete. So we're going to look at some of the pictures I took. I only took pictures on the shuttle ride down. And this is what it looks like when you get close to the top. These are actually big alpine trees. And the further you go up, you start to crest the top of these ginormous alpine trees. And then these pictures are in reverse, so we're looking at the ride down. A lot of the ride on the way up is just like this. You're looking over brush. The air is very damp, actually. Dew collected on my arms, and I was sick for a couple days after that. Over here, it's hard to see, but you're looking way down a valley. And this is the valley you're looking down. I believe this is still in the middle of the mountain. You'll see these 1 or 2 houses in between with this nice little designs on the side of them. And then here's what I really wanted a picture of. This mountain in the background is actually very, very far. When you're cycling and you're looking straight forward, you get a lot of tunnel vision. So this mountain actually started to pulsate. It was actually kind of interesting. And that's back to the beginning. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about the event itself. Anfon Charmig was not even mentioned in the conference room. A lot of the riders that are mentioned in the conference room, the KOM pays for their airfare, their hotel, gives them some pocket money to have fun. So basically, a lot of this is like a tourist kind of thing. Just advertising for Taiwan tourism. That's great and all, but I didn't have fun. Around the 70 kilometer mark on mine, around here I really, really started to hurt. My whole body was just aching, and the pain started around the 30 kilometer mark. And the reason why is on a flat or on a descent, you have a chance to stretch out a little bit. Let your body adjust. But when you're going uphill, there's no chance to adjust. You slow down, you're going backwards, really. So you have to keep pushing forward. And, you know, a lot of people say, what's the fun in going up? It's going back down. This part here and that part there, that's fun. What's not fun is, you know, 100 kilometers where you're just going straight up. And look at the elevation here. When you're going up, it gets harder to breathe going up. This is something people do for like a training ride, or they'll sleep at elevation or something like that. This is not something people normally do just for fun. And like I said, it's just a big tourist trap. Just have fun seeing their event. And they advertise a stupid hotel here. I didn't stay in that hotel. I got one kind of further. They advertise for this and that. You know, don't fall for it. If you're a mountain climber, if this is your dig and you're all about mountains and you have to tackle the highest mountain in Taiwan, this is the highest mountain in Taiwan. If you can wait a couple weeks, there's a fun event. It's like 360 kilometers, or you get to do the full 520. You get to record your time, but it's not a race. There's no prizes. And that's a cycling around the island event. So there's way better options out here. I don't understand why, well, I kind of do. But a lot of me doesn't understand why this is the event people try to go for. And the part of me that does understand why is that this event pays for a lot of people that are well known to do videos and display Taiwan. And so they decided to use this event to have the professionals go on. So, you know, if you fall for it, whatever. If you love mountains and that's your dig, have fun. But this is my analysis video. Thanks for watching.